Hello there, it's Laura, and today I am sharing a process video of a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout I made, which honors my cat Oreo, who died 2 years ago. And I actually made this layout shortly after he had passed, and I haven't just gotten around to filming the voiceover until now. You could see here that I had sketched out a scripted word forever, and I had tweaked it on a piece of paper until I got it just right, and then I cut that out and I traced it onto this 12 by 12 piece of white cardstock. That way it could be my template for the title I wanted to have for this page. And now I am just using an X-Acto knife to go ahead and cut around this title because I want to back it with some pretty paper, and I do not have a silhouette or a Cricut or anything like that. I just find them to be a lot of work, and I don't really personally feel the need to have one because I don't think I will utilize it as well as it probably should be for the amount of money it costs. So I will occasionally borrow my friend's silhouette if I have some stuff I really want to cut out. But for this, I just wanted it to be my own handwriting, and so I had scripted out that word forever, which is going to be a great title. The title for this layout ends up being Forever in My Heart, I believe. So you can see I have that picture of Oreo sitting on the windowsill looking out the window. And now I am trying out some different pattern papers I can use to back my title word here. And I've got all these different sized papers from my scraps, and I'm going to grab some embroidery thread out because I definitely want to hand stitch around this title. My photo is mostly black and white with a couple of cool tones in it, so really I could take it any way that I want to in terms of color of thread, decoration, the pattern paper that I back the cut file with, and just for ease sake, I'm going to call it a cut file even though I actually hand cut it and hand drew it. And you can see I kind of made a mistake when I first got started, which was that I had started hand stitching around my title before I had backed it. And the reason I did that is because I thought it would be easier not to have to go through 2 layers of paper, which is definitely true. It is easier to do your stitching on one sheet of paper rather than having to poke your needle through 2 cardstock layers. However, this particular title, some of the bits were so delicate, like especially that little space between the horizontal cross through the F and then the top of the O. It's such a tiny, delicate space that I was bending up the 12 by 12 cardstock, and it was kind of trying to rip on me when I was hand stitching it. So in cases like this where you're dealing with a very delicate cut file, having it backed before you start stitching can actually provide your cardstock layer with a lot more structure, which keeps your page from getting bent and ripped. So it is harder to stitch, but in some cases it is the better option, so that way you're not ruining your cut file halfway through and then having to start over. So once I get that all stitched and backed with this floral paper from my scrap stash, I am adding to the title with this pack of thickers from my stash, and it's going to spell out Forever in My Heart, which is so true. I love my kitty cat so much, and even now, 2 years after Oreo had passed, we just got another cat recently. We just got a new cat, and I love him so much, but there's often things he'll do, and it'll make me think kindly back on Oreo, where I'll be like, yeah, I really miss him and I love him, and he really is forever in my heart, and I will always, always love him and always, always think of him. And after a couple years, the pain stops stinging as much, and I don't cry every day anymore, and it's not the end of the world. It's just the passing of time and how things go, and I'm so glad he had a good life and had us as parents when he was sick, to really take care of him and provide him with the most kind and ethical treatment that we could in terms of making sure he was getting fluids every day and medicine and really making his quality of life last as long as it possibly could have. So time and distance from the event of having to put him down when he got so sick has really helped me to look back at his life fondly as opposed to getting tragically sad every time I think about it. So I was definitely waiting to record this voiceover until I had some of that distance. And I actually added more to my title. It says, "Forever in my heart, I love you so much." And you can see that I did end up piecing together two of the lowercase e's in this title from other letters because I did not have any e's. And that's okay, it works out. And you can definitely tell what it says. And I add some brads all around my page. I add a wood veneer, which has been heat embossed with some gold glitter. I am mixing up some gold, metallic, and glitter paint together and watering it down to create some paint splashes all around my page here. And this is pretty much what I do. I don't have any Heidi Swapp Color Shine because they had stopped manufacturing it, and before then I had just never tried it out really. And so I just always create all my cute little mists and paint splatters by watering down my acrylic paints. And you can mix so many different colors together and shades and water them down, and just working with acrylic paint as my only mixed media medium when I'm trying to create splatters and mists and stuff like that. To me, it just makes it a lot easier than having all those acrylic paints plus all the different mists plus all the different color shines. So I think if they do come out with color shine again, I will get the gold metallic one. But until then, this is what I do, and it works out just fine. It's definitely not as shiny as Heidi Swapp's version, but it works. And you can see that I had also added around, they're not wood veneer, I'm trying to think of the correct name for them, cork pieces. I've got some stars and some heart cork pieces that are going to create a diagonal from the bottom left hand side of the page to the top right hand side of the page and carry through all my little embellishments there. And I add my journaling, and that finishes my page up, and I love how it turned out. I think it's a great way to honor his life and to have part of that story in my scrapbook, even though him passing was very, very, very sad for a very long time. I feel like adding that stuff to my scrapbook is important to document the real moments in time. That way, if I ever have family or friends looking back at it, it's not like social media where everything tends to be cherry picked and only showing your highlights. It's a realistic display of the ups and downs in life and how they all come together to form the person that you are and the meaningful experiences that you've had and all of that good stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed this scrapbook layout process video with me. I will catch you in the next video. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe and make sure you're signed up for notifications, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, friends!